I'm talking about restoring the church, and in restoring the church, I'm talking about being professional. Being professional in what we do, and being professional. Watch this. I'm going to close it out with this. Being professional is how we got into trouble that we got in the first place. To be professional, you walk worthy of your call. You walk, Ephesians chapter 4. To be professional, you walk worthy of the call. We get in trouble when we want to walk to get gratitude. In other words, we want some type of gratitude for what we do. Are you following what I'm saying? Are y'all understanding that? In other words, we're professional when we walk in our vocation and we perfect it. We're about it. We do it. Are you following what I'm saying? But when we're looking for gratitude out of our call, what we do, we get in trouble. Are y'all understanding that? We get in trouble when we look for gratitude, look for all types of attaboys or whatever for what we do. But to be professional is to walk vowed, to be vowed for what we do. I vow to do the best. I serve God with reverence. I serve God with fear. Are you following what I'm saying? To be vowed to do what God called me to do. To walk as a man of God or a woman of God for what he told me to do, what he called me to do. And I'm not looking for any gratitude. If I never get any, let's go back to what I said. When you hit this earth, there's going to be, watch this, I'm going to another place. When you hit this earth and you call, in your calling there's going to be sacrifice. Are y'all following what I'm saying? And where there's sacrifice, there's no excuses. There's no excuse in sacrifice. There's no convenience in sacrifice. It has to be convenient for me to do it. Are y'all following what I'm saying? A sacrifice is not convenient. A sacrifice has no excuses. Are you following what I'm saying? So that would cause me, if I walk in sacrifice, that would cause me to walk worthy, God-like in my vocation, in my calling. Are you following what I'm saying? This is somewhat deep, but prayerfully you'll get the brunt of it. Are you following what I'm saying? So in other words, what I'm saying is, as God restores a church, God's looking for those to walk, to serve him with reverence, to serve him professionally. To serve him with skill. Are you following what I'm saying? To be skilled. To be cunning, to be skilled in what I do. Are you following what I'm saying? God's restoring a church, but he's expecting professionals. walking worthy, walking God's sort, God-like. Are you following the same? To walk in the call, to walk in the vocation, to walk in the call that you're called in, to walk in it. In other words, conversation be in it, to walk in it. Whether it's convenient, whether I have an excuse or not, walk in it. Are you following what I'm saying? Amen. And once again, I'll say that when the biggest ministry hit this earth, there was going to be pain, there was going to be suffering, there was going to be a thorny crown, there was going to be a pierced side, and onward. Are you following what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Tribulation is going to work with patience. That's for you. In other words, there's going to be tough times. In other words, see what I told you that I was talking, what I was going to talk tonight? I talked to El Newman about his son and talked about how he went through basic training. And when he got to Lackland Air Force Base, they didn't hand him a glass of Kool-Aid and be nice to him. They put something suffering on him, put something tough on him to bring out who he was. To bring out the person. I want to know if you can, if there's something in you other than what you've let out. I want to know if there's something in you. I can get it out. You wouldn't get it out because you wouldn't treat yourself like that, but I will. So when you hit this planet, there's some things on this planet that's going to bring out some stuff in you that you didn't know you had in you. You wouldn't have done it to yourself. Jeremiah. But the earth is going to do it to you. I got some people assigned to do some things to you. The devil, if he had known, he would have done what he did to you, knowing that it was going to bring out who you are. Was it good things that brought stuff out of you? Like the example I gave of Lady Rankin and I, we've been married 54 years. 54 years, there was some hell. Some tough times. And it's a crazy thing, but we can sit in that house all day. Little old bitty house. And talk and do whatever. And like I said that Sunday too, my children said they couldn't go 5 minutes. They couldn't go 5 minutes without turn around, come back home. One sitting over there, the other one sitting over there. It took 54 years to bring that out of us where we could sit in a little bitty house together. It wasn't somebody bringing us tea either. Are you following what I'm saying? It took all of that for your son to realize that there's some people up in that plane. And like the example I gave to you, when David left the house, he was a little boy. But he had been through so much hell that they could make him king of a nation. Joseph, they could put him second in charge. He's 17 years old. And when he got there, he had been through a pit, prison, all kinds of stuff. And when he finally got to where he was going, it wasn't a glass of Kool-Aid. It was tough times. You hear what I'm saying back there? It was tough times. And you know what? People knock you for tough times, but you need to thank God for tough times. And remember what I said. You come here to get strengthened to be able to get through those tough times. Because if we couldn't get through the tough times in 54 years, we'd just be saying we could have been together for 54 years. Where is she? Let me kill her. Are you following what I'm saying? But it was tough times, rough times, and we talked about, and Shelley said I talk about him too much, but talked about Greg. Greg changed. He wasn't Mama's little boy anymore. He was a man when we went to see him at Lackland. He was talking different. His voice was deep. Me and him cried at the hotel over in New Orleans when he was getting ready to get on the plane, but that was the last time. Because as soon as he got set foot on that pad at Lackland, they hollered at him. And talking to him, he felt like crying a few times, felt like crying, but it brought out something. Have you ever felt like crying, but it brought something out? But again, like I said, you'll miss it if you don't realize this is geared to strengthen you. I get worried about saints of God when I see them mamsy-pamsy. And I look for us to be strengthened. Edify. I look for us to be strengthened. I can make it through this. I know he's able. Are you following what I'm saying? We've been through some things since we've been saved. You don't realize it, but you are tonight. Been through some things that you never thought you'd be able to get through because you've been strengthened. Are you following what I'm saying? You've been strengthened and don't even know it. Are y'all understanding? And if you miss it, you're struggling. You're struggling until you find out that you're being strengthened. Are you following what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying, Chrissy? Chrissy was a little girl when she left our house, but she had to grow up and be a wife, a mother, and taking on more stuff. Why in the world would she take on more stuff? Strengthen. Are you following what I'm saying? Strengthen. We pull up to a place during the day, driving, pull up to a place, and before I can get out of the car, good Lady Rankin say, I can go. And she in the store before I even think about it. I can go, I got it, I got this. Who cares about hips replacing and all that kind of stuff? Who cares? I've been strengthened. And there's some people with hips replaced and pacemakers and all that kind of stuff that can't even get out of the house. Later on, you pull up to a store. I pull up to stores and I'm looking over, getting ready to talk to her. She in the store with the basket. And she always got to be doing something. She won't sit around. Strengthen. I remember an apostle told me, men of God, women of God, don't retire. No. They just go out. Smith Wigglesworth came to church one day and sit down at the bench and died, sitting at the bench. Why? Because he had been strengthened. Are y'all following what I'm saying? Just walk into the place and clap your hands to a song or whatever and say, yeah, I think I'll die right here. I kid Lady Rankin all the time. Tell her that when it's time for her to go, we gotta turn her off because you got pacemakers and hips and all kinds of stuff. We gotta. Oh, you've been here for 100-something years. Here, turn the thing off. Saints of God, been strengthened. You gotta. They'll be dancing. Somebody say, hey, you know you 80-something? Just like that, the song I hear every once in a while on the radio, the guy talk about, he come to church, he says, see this stuff? Lord gave it to me, I just dance. I dance all over this. If I can't dance at your church, I'll dance out here. Old man. Strengthen. Professionals are strengthened. Are you following what I'm saying? We need to understand that that's what happens to us. And every time we miss a message, we're missing some strength that we should have had, that was mine, that was ours. Are you following what I'm saying? I'm done.